Strategy: gaining friends. This is the second strategy of panchtanta known as gaining friends, beginning with this stanza. Even without the wherewithal, learned men and intellectuals achieve what they want, like the crow, the rat, the deer and the turtle. Now the story. There was a city called Mahilaropium in the south, not far off from where was a large banyan tree. Many species of birds came there to eat the tree's fruit. In the hollow of the great tree lived poisonous reptiles like snakes and scorpions. Travelers found the tree a great shelter in their journeys. A crow called Lagupatanika made this tree his home. As he was flying one day towards the city for collecting food, he sighted a hunter carrying a net and approaching the tree like a messenger of death. The crow at once sensed danger, and, sure that the hunter came to trap the birds on the tree, told all the birds. "Friends, this wicked hunter have seeds in his bag that he will scatter to lure you. Don't trust him and avoid the seeds like poison." The hunter came, sowed the seeds and spread the net. He left the spot and sat elsewhere not to arouse the suspicion of the birds. Warned by Lagupatanika, the birds stayed away from the seeds as though they were poisonous berries. Meanwhile, Chitragriva, king of doves, saw the seeds from a distance and landed there with his retinue of 1,000 doves. They came to eat the seeds, ignoring the warnings of Lagupatanika, and soon the hunter spread his net and trapped all of them. That is why elders have said that fools can never foresee peril. People often lose sense when danger lurks in the corner. Chitragriva and his retinue, however, kept their cool in the face of danger. He appealed to his friends not to panic. Elders have said that they tide over dangers, who are not scared by crisis. Let us fly together and land elsewhere where the hunter cannot reach us. We can then plan a strategy to get out of this net. If we don't fly now, we are all doomed, said Chitragriva. Thereupon, all of them flew together. The hunter followed the flight of the doves and looking upwards chanted, "They are flying together. But the moment there is a break in their unity, they will crash to the ground." Lagupatanika, the crow, also followed the flying doves to see what they would do. When he lost sight of the birds, the hunter gave up and went home, ruing that he had lost his net also. When he was sure that the hunter had failed to chase them, the king of the doves told his friends, "The hunter has disappeared. Let us all now fly towards Mahilaropium, where I have a friend Hiranyaka, who is a rat. He is our only hope. It is only a friend, who will come to the aid of those in trouble." The birds, heeding the advice of the king, flew to the fort of Hiranyaka in Mahilaropium. Standing outside the fort, Chitragriva shouted, "O friend, come quickly. We are in great trouble." Without coming out, Hiranyaka shouted back, "Who are you, sir, and what do you want from me? What is the kind of trouble that is bothering you? Let me know." "I am your friend Chitragriva, king of the doves. Come out soon." Hiranyaka came out, and was happy to see Chitragriva with his retinue, and asked what the matter was. The king of the doves said, "Whatever man does for whatever reasons, in whatever manner, and wherever in his last birth, he reaps the consequences for the same reasons, in the same manner and in the same place. All of us are trapped in this net, because of our weakness for food. Come at once and free us from this trap," urged Chitragriva. Hiranyaka said, "It is rightly said that a bird can recognize food from 50 miles, but cannot see the danger lurking next to him." After delivering this sermon, the rat set out to free Chitragriva first. But the king of doves pleaded with him to first liberate his friends. The rat was angry and reminded Chitragriva that it was fair that the king became free first and then the servants. "No, it is not like that," countered Chitragriva. They are all dedicated to my service, and have left their families behind to come with me. I have to repay that debt, he said. Pleased with his friend's love for his servants, Hiranyaka said, "Friend, I know the duties of a king. I was only testing you. I will free everyone now. This will win more doves for your retinue." With the help of his servants, the rat then bit off the entire net and all the doves came out. Hiranyaka saw off Chitragriva and retinue and went back into his fort. Seeing the whole drama of Hiranyaka liberating Chitragriva and his friends, Lagupattanaka, the crow, thought, "I don't trust anyone. On top of it, I have a fickle mind. I will seek his friendship. Our ancestors have always said that even if a wise man has everything he needs, he should still seek friends. Even if all the rivers flow into the sea still waits for the moon to come out." 1. The Crow-Rat Discourse. After he saw how Hiranyaka had helped Chitragriva, Lagupattanaka came down from his tree perch and called out the rat in a voice resembling that of Chitragriva. The rat thought, "What happened? Did I forget to free any bird? The Dove King must be calling me for the same purpose." Not sure who was calling him, the rat shouted from inside his fort, "Who are you?" "I am Lagupattanaka, the crow." The rat further retreated into his fort and said, "Go away at once, I don't know who you are. I have come on an important business. Why don't you meet me? What do I gain by meeting you?" "Sir, I have seen you liberating Chitragriva and his retinue. I thought friendship with you would be useful in such a crisis. I am seeking your hand." "Very odd. You are the diner and I am the dinner. How can there be amity between the two? Where there is enmity, there cannot be friendship. Didn't you hear the elders say? Friendship or marriage is always between equals in caste and wealth. There cannot be any sort of bond between the weak and the strong. He who seeks friendship with someone who is not an equal will earn ridicule. So, please go." The crow replied, "Hiranyaka, I am waiting here at your doorstep. If you reject my hand, I will starve here to death. But friendship with you is not possible. However hot the water, it still kills the fire. We haven't even seen each other. How can there be enmity between both of us?" Hiranyaka then explained, enmity is of two kinds. The first is natural and the second is artificial. The second kind disappears when what caused it disappears. But natural enmity ends only with the death of one of the two enemies. "Can you make it clearer?" asked Lagupattanaka. "Yes, artificial enmity is always based on some reason. Natural enmity is like the one between a snake and a mongoose, water and fire, devatas and rakshasas, dogs and cats, the rich and the poor, the learned and the illiterate, between women of virtue and vice." The crow then pleaded, "Sir, what you say is unreasonable. There is always a reason behind friendship and enmity. That is why a wise man should always seek friendship and not enmity. True, it is foolish to think that you will not come to harm, because you are a man of character. People who are blinded by ignorance and anger do not consider your character," said the rat. "Friendship with bad men is like a pot of clay, easy to break, but difficult to rejoin. With good men it is like pot of gold, difficult to break, but easy to mend. I pledge that you will have no reason to fear danger from me," said the crow. Hiranyaka said, "I have no faith in pledges. Don't trust an enemy with whom you have made peace. Even if the hole is small, water seeping through it can sink a ship. Don't trust a person untrustworthy. Faith has its own limits. The evil that trust brings leaves you totally destroyed. Him who is highly skeptical, the mighty cannot put an end to. Him who trusts others easily, even the weakest can kill. After this long sermon, Lagupatanika didn't know how to reply. Hiranyaka, he thought, was a very knowledgeable being, and that was a strong reason for him to seek his friendship. Turning to the rat, he said, "7 words are enough to bring 2 good people together. We have already talked a lot, which makes us good friends. That's why please believe what I say. If it is not possible, I will stay out and you can talk to me from within your stronghold." Impressed by his sincerity, Hiranyaka said, "Okay, you should not step inside my fort." When Lagupatanika agreed to that condition, the two became friends and enjoyed their daily meetings and long talks. They helped each other, the crow bringing pieces of meat and relics of offerings to God at temples for the rat, and the rat in turn bringing for Hiranyaka grains of paddy and food items. Thus they became great and inseparable friends.